Suicide is an issue most people would rather not talk about. We hope that it will never happen to anyone we know. But suicide is a reality, and more common than you might think. The Suicide Resource Group of Wellington-Dufferin believes that individuals and communities can make a difference in the reduction of suicidal behaviors. A local high school undertook a dramatic arts initiative that toured Ontario in order to raise awareness and dispel myths surrounding suicide among teens, in partnership with the Suicide Resource Group.
The Suicide Resource Group of Wellington-Dufferin is a collective of individuals and organizations who have come together around a passion that they believe it's important to educate and raise awareness about suicide in our communities. We've created information fact sheets about suicide, the myths of suicide, where people can go for help. We created what we call a suicide help card, and we began to sit around the table brainstorming about what can we do and how can we tap into in particular, youth. How do we reach youth?
Sandy had got in touch with me and invited me to a meeting in Fergus. And I'll never forget, it was like this wet, snowy day as I arrived, and all the committee was sitting there.
Some people probably would have thought, we shouldn't even be meeting because it's such a stormy day. But there was an energy in that room, and when Tom came in and he listened to some of our ideas, and it was almost palpable in the room that you could tell that we were on the brink of something that was going to be really amazing.
The issue for me was not the sitting down writing the play immediately, but it was more, okay, I have to sort of get all this information about depression and suicide into me, and I have to then allow it to come out in the form of a script. There was a problem, though, because that wasn't happening so easily. And of course, that's what turned out to be, for me, the turning point of the whole thing, because I met with this lady named Jessie Bainham. She was somebody who had gone through depression and thoughts of suicide when she was younger, and she was very open in talking to me.
I was able to share some of my own story from when I was a teenager, and I think help him get a slightly different perspective on what it's like to be in a pretty dark place.
It was important for Tom to create a story that recognized the intensity and the tragedy of suicide, but didn't leave the audience with that message. The hope lies in the fact that there is something that we can do. And part of that is just recognizing the power of being with someone and being with them in their pain. So a permanent solution was, it opened a door. And in fact, I think it opened it much larger than any of us could have anticipated.
I am a firm believer in what young people can do. If you set the bar high enough, they will reach it. I also believe that kids really do care. They know that this is far beyond just a theatrical production.
Shut up, Brad.
Don't tell me you liked it.
That's not the point.
So what exactly is the point then?
You have to look past the words, you idiot. Look at what it's really saying, the subtext.
First thoughts were probably suicide. I mean, it'll be a good play, but no one's really going to connect to it. Suicide doesn't happen.
I don't know what to think of it. I thought there was going to be like a death on stage in order to get this message across.
I guess I just had a typical response. I thought, suicide? Why? Mr. Slater's done plays about bullying, sexual assault, smoking. Then suicide, it seemed like, well, nobody deals with that. Why would you do a play about that?
We need to talk about suicide as a society and as a community because it's not going away. It has existed forever. It's a very basic part of our humanity, and it's something that only gets worse in terms of that darkness and that pain when there's no light, in terms of being able to talk about it and being able to share that pain.
I guess everybody thinks about it at some point.
I have. I had it all figured out. I even wrote a eulogy with all the things I wanted to say. And I made a list of all the people that might come. And I made a will with a list of all the things I was going to give my friends. When Dee confronts Lisa about her own personal experiences with this subject, I think that's just a huge way of her reaching out to her. I think it's an important way that she tried to say, look, it's okay. I've dealt with it. I'm here. I'm happy. I'm working towards a better life. I'm working towards finding the answers to my own questions. I think it was trying to be a wake-up call to Lisa.
For whatever reason, people just won't talk about suicide, like the idea that if you talk about it, someone will do it. And so just the opposite happens. You don't talk about it, and then people think they're alone.
Just a show of hands of how many people here has suicide touched your life in any way. And take a look around you, okay? This is something that nobody talked about, yet almost everybody's life is touched by it.
People don't talk about suicide, I think, for a very natural reason. We're afraid. I mean, people don't talk about things that they're fearful of.
Look, you tell me. Why is it that you can't tell your friends?
Well, maybe because it's none of their business.
You hurting yourself is not their business? How's that?
Look, they wouldn't understand, okay? I mean, I'm perfect to them, right? Lisa's got everything. Perfect life, perfect job. She's just down. She'll get through it. Lisa can do anything.
You think Dee won't understand? Did you not hear her? She just spilled her guts to you. She dropped her mask. She let you in. And that's what you wanted, wasn't it?
It's not the point.
Then what is?
After one of the shows, I had an older couple come up and give me a hug. They had just lost their son. He just committed suicide. And they believed that if his friends had seen the play, their son would still be alive. Because what happened was the friends knew that the boy was going to commit suicide and they didn't say anything.
Your friend might be angry with you, but the alternative is they could be dead. And so I think keeping the secret is something that especially young people struggle with, because they want to they want to connect with their friends and they want to feel like they can be trusted.
My character, Lisa, is really, really mad when her friends come into her room and tell her that they went to guidance about everything that's going on with her, that she shared with them. She can't see at that time that they had to do that, that was the only thing they really could do. It was too much by then. And all she can do is be angry with them.
Oh, come on, guys, I don't need this.
Please.
No, why don't you just leave me alone, okay?
I just want to help.
Well, then leave me alone.
We can't do that.
Why not?
We want you to get some help before you do something
wrong.
wrong.
Oh, my God, I already told you guys
to guidance
I'm fine.
today.
What? You talked to guidance? Now you're telling everybody. You're telling everybody something that's none of your business.
If you're gonna hurt yourself, it is our
business. You're my boyfriend. You're supposed to be on my side.
I am on your side,
No, I
Lise.
told you things that were just for you to know. Now you're telling other people?
You didn't tell.
Oh, yeah, you. I thought you'd understand, you know. I told you to drop it. You should mind your own business.
Lise.
No. How would you like it if people knew your business, huh?
If a person tells you or indicates to you that they may be having thoughts of suicide, it is your responsibility, yes, to support them, but never to promise that you won't tell anybody, because it's a big deal and it's important and it's something that needs to be taken seriously, and that person needs support, and you may not be able to provide that support, not because you're not good enough, but because it's big, it's really big. It's so big that they're thinking about ending their life, and so to keep it a secret would really be doing them a disservice and could potentially be putting them at greater risk.
There is going to be the screaming, the yelling, the uncomfortableness, the just all-out awkwardness of confronting such an issue.
You might even have to lose them as a friend, but it's so worth it not to lose them altogether as a person.
One of the things that I say to remind them before they go on is, no matter how you're feeling right now, there's a different audience out there, and you have the chance to change somebody's life.
Before every performance, Slater made it very obvious that as much as we have fun and as much as this is a day off school kind of thing, that this was really a chance to change someone's life.
He'd always bring the cast together, say his little spiel, and always go, "You're gonna change someone's life today."
You're gonna change someone's life today.
This is something that's important, it's serious.
It was just like, okay, we're ready.
I'll always need you. You're my hero.
You're my hero, Lise.
I pause because I'm really, no, I'm not your hero anymore. You're the hero, and you know why? Because she's the one that's staying alive.